Hello students, good morning to all. Now let us see Faraday's first law. Whenever magnetic flux linked with a closed circuit changes, an EMF is induced in the circuit. Second law. The magnitude of induced EMF in a closed circuit is equal to the same rate of the change of magnetic flux linked with the circuit. If the magnetic flux linked with the coil changes by T phi in a time Tt, then the induced EMF is given by psi is equal to minus d pi by dt. If the magnetic flux linked with the coil changes by d phi in a time Tt, then the induced EMF is given by psi is equal to minus d phi by dt. The negative sign is meant by the direction of the induced current. Now, psi is equal to minus n d phi by dt is equal to minus d of n phi by dt. Hence, n phi is called flux linkage and it's defined as the product of number of turns n of the coil and the magnetic flux linked each turn of the coil pi of p. Next one, Lenz's law. Lenz's law states that the directions of the induced current is such that it always opposes the case responsible for its production. The Lenz's law illustration 1. Figure A. ABCD is a rectangular metallic frame and it's placed in a magnetic field. It's responded by crosses symbol of X. The arm AB is moved towards left and right. Figure B. The arm AB is moved right side. The magnetic field is increases and induced current. The magnetic field is increases and induced current increases as suggested by Lenz's law. The induced current opposes flux increases. So the induced current to reduce magnetic field. Now another magnetic field is producing and pointing outward directions. So the induced current to be anti-clockwise by using right hand thumb rule. Figure C. The arm AB is moved leftward directions. The magnetic flux decreases on that time. Induced current producing another magnetic field inward direction. Therefore, the induced current flows in a clockwise direction. Fleming's right hand rule. The thumb, index finger and middle finger of right hand are stretched out in mutually perpendicular directions. If the index finger points the directions of the magnetic field and the thumb indicates the directions of motion of the conductor, then the middle finger will indicate the directions of the induced current. So Fleming's right hand rule is also known as generator rule. Then motion of EMF from Lorentz force. A rod AB and its length L is placed in a uniform magnetic field B vector. B vector is perpendicular into plane of the paper. The rod is normal to the magnetic field. The rod moves with a constant velocity V vector. The rod AB is present in a free electrons. Now, the rod AB and free electrons move with the same velocity. As a result is Lorentz force acts on a free electrons the direction from B to A. So we get the formula Lorentz force F vector B is equal to minus E into V vector into B vector. Now the free electrons are produce the electric field E vector. So the Coulomb force of Fe vector is equal to minus of capital E vector symbol. So the Fe vector is equal to minus of E. Then the Lorentz force and Coulomb force are balanced each other. So we get the formula modulus of Fb vector is equal to modulus of Fe vector. So the values are substitute above steps followed by the modulus of minus E into V vector into B vector is equal to the modulus of minus EE. So minus of EE cancel. V vector into B vector is equal to VB sin theta. So VB sin theta is 90 degree. So VB sin 90 degree is equal to E. So 90 sin 90 is equal to 1. We get VB. So VB is equal to E. Next one, the potential difference of the rod AB is V is equal to EL. So now we get V is equal to VBL. The potential difference to the produces an EMF. Next one, the EMF psi is equal to BLV. Okay. Next one, eddy current. Eddy currents. The induced currents flow in concentric circular paths. As these electric currents resemble eddies of water. These are known as eddy currents or focal current. Demonstrations of the eddy currents. The figure A. A pendulum oscillates between poles of powerful electromagnet. Electromagnet is switched off. Now a pendulum slightly released and execute a large number of oscillations before stopping. Friction is only damping force. Second one, when electromagnet is switched on, the pendulum is made to oscillate. Eddy currents are produced in it which oppose the oscillation. Now a heavy damping force of the eddy currents will bring pendulum to rest with a few oscillations. Third one, if some slots or cuts in this eddy currents are reduced, the pendulum now executes several oscillations before coming rest. So this clearly demonstrates the productions of eddy current in the disc of pendulum. That's all.